Hi everybody, this is Robert Higgs at Barren Ridge Vineyards. We're out in the vines for another installment of Into the Vines. So we're looking today at grape maturity. We're out here in MERLOT. We may start harvesting MERLOT next week. We've had a slow start to harvest with all the rain. Harvest has slowed down a bit. We've only harvested Chardonnay for sparkling wine. We got Merlot for rosé, and both of those are harvested about 2 weeks earlier than a lot of our other varietals, and we harvested CHAMBOURCIN. And today we're here in the Merlot. Merlot is usually a fairly early ripener, and we're still waiting, but it's starting to get more mature. You can see it's completely verraised. It's completely colored. Nice dark color, and we're going to taste a grape. So I'm going to pick a nice berry. This one looks good, and I'm going to cut it open for you. So normally we do analysis and we also go by taste. So we have the grape here, and so that's the pulp, the grape skin, and you see the seeds inside. Seeds are still a little green, so probably can mature a little bit more. You can crunch on these seeds to see how they taste, if they taste green or if they taste kind of nutty. But I tasted some of the berries before and they taste good. Let's taste this one. Nice and juicy. Still a bit of acidity in there, but they start tasting good. They have nice flavors. So it should make good wine. We're hoping for good weather, so they continue maturing, and we measure for maturity in Brix. Brix is a measure of the sugar content, so we would like the Brix to continue to climb, and we would like the pH to be right where we want it, which will be 3 something, and I can talk more about pH in the future. I don't know what the exact pH we're looking for on these Merlot. Our winemaker Jesse and our viticulturist Mark McCune would know that. And so we'll keep an eye on these, and we're hoping for nice sunny weather so they get a little riper, and then we'll move into harvesting again sometime next week. And Jesse and Mark will probably be out here taking samples and seeing how mature the grapes, and making decisions on when we harvest and getting everybody out here motivated. Hello, this is Robert Higgs from Barren Ridge Vineyards. We're out here in our PETIT VERDOT. We were just talking about Merlot. Merlot is completely verraised, so the color has changed completely from green to the final color, so kind of a dark purple color. And here we are in PETIT VERDOT. They're not completely verraised. There's still a lot of green berries in there. And you can even see some entirely green clusters. If Kirk Fox, who is filming me today, will pan over here. You see these are just barely changing color, and you can see why they're called PETIT VERDOT. Petit meaning small in French, and Verdot meaning green, so it means something like little green ones. And you see how small and hard these berries are. So there's going to be a long time before these get ripe. We'll hope for good weather. PETIT VERDOT tends to hold up well, and sometimes we harvest in October for these, and it seems like we're kind of on that kind of schedule this year. So we'll hope for good weather and hopefully get this PETIT VERDOT nice and ripe. So late harvesting grape, and you see partially verraised. They're all still turning color. Need some sunshine. It's a cloudy day today, but we're supposed to get some nice sunshine next week. And the grapes look good. They look nice and clean. Mark and Jesse, our winemaking and viticultural team, doing a fantastic job for us at Barren Ridge Vineyards in a fairly rainy year, difficult year to raise grapes, which we get in Virginia sometimes, as you all know, but we can still make good wine in difficult years. We're a small vineyard. We know every single vine on our 12 acres here at Barren Ridge Vineyards. The old apple orchard, which is now growing grapes. And we have 3 more acres up at Mount Crawford, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that. And we'll be harvesting some grapes this week. So I will be keeping you posted on what we're doing in the vineyard, and we'll keep this series going and try to do it at least monthly to give you an update about what's going on out here. And we'll move forward. When these get a little riper, we'll come out here and taste them and show you what they look like. So I'm glad you're interested in these videos and appreciate all your support. And thank you for watching, and wish you a beautiful week. Nice harvest season, and have a beautiful fall time. You can tell the seasons are changing, and I suppose the leaves will start changing soon as temperatures drop in the evenings. And we'll be out here not only looking at the grapes, but we'll be out here actually next Friday looking at the Milky Way with Stephanie Claflin, who used to lead a observatory, and we'll see what we can see in the heavens too. So keep in touch with us so you know what we're doing, and we're going to try to continue doing some interesting events. Want me to start? Hi there. We're in our Cabernet Franc. As you can see, getting nice and ripe. We'll show you some less ripe in the same row. So we're still waiting for maturity, but it looks good. Looks like we have a pretty decent crop load. Cabernet Franc usually does well here, and Cabernet Franc likes Virginia. And we do a real nice one here at Barren Ridge. Just looked at the seeds. They're still a little bit green, but they're browner than what we looked at before in Merlot. And we didn't even look at the Petit Verdot because it's nowhere close. But mostly verraised, mostly marching towards full maturity. And we're going to go look at some less ripe fruit further up. I tasted a berry. They taste good. Nice flavors, so it's coming along. Just need sugar content to continue going up, measured by Brix. So Brix going higher, acidity going lower, and the grape finding its balance, and hopefully being balanced between with a nice pH. So we hope all these things come together so we have a nice balanced grape, which will make a nice balanced wine. And harvest continues. We get into the bulk of it probably starting this week, so we're going to have a very busy couple weeks, and we're hoping for good weather. So these are less ripe, as you can see. They look nice clusters. You can see there's a lot of fruit hanging here, and should produce a good wine. Let's hope nature gives us something very good this year in a difficult rainy year. So that's it from Cabernet Franc, and we're going to move on to TOURIGA. Hi, we're in our TOURIGA NATIONALE. As you know, there's not a lot of TOURIGA growing in Virginia, just 3 or 4 vineyards growing it. We are one of them. This is the first red wine we made at Barren Ridge, and it's looking good. These are some riper clusters, and I just tasted a berry. Nice flavors, and the seeds are still a little bit green. So this has a way to go, and we'll show you some less ripe clusters in a second. But TOURIGA's moving forward. TOURIGA doesn't like water, so we're hoping for dry weather. So far, it looks good. Mark and Jesse doing a great job in the vineyard. Everything is holding together as good as possible in a difficult wet year. So we hope for some dry weather. So these are some riper clusters, and then we'll look at these that are less ripe, not completely verraised. So some smaller berries, still green, hard and green. So we need to get these ripe. And So these have a little bit longer to go, so they'll be out here a while longer, and we're hoping for less rain, hope for no hurricanes, knock on wood, and hope for a good finale to harvest, which in reality has really just started. So we'll get into the bulk of it next week and the week after, when we expect to harvest most of our fruit. So we're going to put the bird netting back down. We use this to protect the fruit from birds. And that's it from TOURIGA. We're going to go look at some other grapes now. We are here at Barren Ridge Vineyards out in our CHAMBOURCIN. So we got a pretty full canopy here. The vines are going down, so we'll probably make some room so we can harvest easier. Nice big juicy CHAMBOURCIN grapes. Nice juicy pulpy interior. Seeds still a little green, but getting more mature. Most of the fruit has verazed. So I'm not sure when we're harvesting this. I'm not sure when they tested it last, but it looks like it's getting ripe. Seeds are fairly brown. Like I said before, you can crunch on them, see what they taste like, see if they're still green and bitter or if they're getting a little bit of a nutty flavor to them. But the fruit tastes good. Still nice acidity. So have a little ways to go to maturity. So nice CHAMBOURCIN. Nice flavors, typical of CHAMBOURCIN. And it's hard to translate what you taste in the vineyard with what the wine will taste like later. Comes with years of experience, which I certainly don't have with CHAMBOURCIN, but Mark and Jesse have been tasting CHAMBOURCIN for a long time, and they have a good idea of when it's ripe. But fruit looks beautiful, and we'll hope we'll continue to optimal ripeness. And now we're going to take a look at VIONIER. We're going to go over to VIONIER now. All right, we're out here in our VIONIER. Looks very pretty, getting ripe. Berries are softening up. Looks fairly consistent as far as maturity goes. We'll try a grape. Tastes good. Nice and sweet. Nice fruit aromas. Seems to be ripening nicely. Nice brown seeds. And you see we get a nice golden color here on the outside, a little greener on the inside. So one side of the cluster is green, the other one is getting nice and ripe, so a little bit further to go, but it tastes really nice. And we'll hope for good weather so it can continue its process. Thank you. Here we are out in Barren Ridge's VIDAL BLANC. VIDAL BLANC, a hybrid grape, does very well in Virginia, does very well for us. You see some nice fruit hanging out here. Typical cluster, it's usually fairly loose, it's still a little bit tight. You see this one's looser, this one's a little more tight. And the grapes are getting a little bit of color, getting soft. And you see we're in the fruit zone here in the middle, right along the trunk of the vine, and here we have a split canopy, so we have vertical shoot positioning, so these go up in between the wires, so that's the vertical part, and then we have also going down to the ground where we have fruit growing as well, and nice airflow right here in the middle. So nice, juicy Vidal Blanc. Very popular wine. Very nice hybrid grape here in Virginia. Seeds are turning a nice brown color. Sometimes the brown color is a little deceiving because they're just naturally that color. But the grapes taste good. They still have some decent acidity, so they're still maturing out here. They'll be out here for a while. Vidal Blanc does very well in the vineyard. Tends to have less maladies, and you can let it hang longer, and makes a really nice wine. And looks beautiful with these long, beautiful clusters that catch the sunshine in the morning when the sun comes up over the winery, which is over there. And you see on this side, the fruit is a little less mature, a little more green, but it'll get there. And thank you for joining us down in the Vidal Blanc. So thanks for joining us, and we'll be talking more. We'll try to do this as often as we can during the harvest season, but hope to see you out here at the winery and talk to you soon. Hope you're all well. Bye.